For over a century, the United States reigned as the undisputed leader of the global economy. Its influence shaped markets, industries, and entire nations. U.S. companies were the powerhouses driving the world's trade, each ship that sailed from its ports carrying a piece of its dominance. The rise of Silicon Valley, Wall Street's towering figures, and the American consumer's insatiable demand. These were the cornerstones of a global order where America held the key. But something changed. A quiet storm began to stir on the other side of the globe. At first, it was just a whisper, a few early signs, dismissed by many as nothing more than fleeting trends. Yet within the span of a few decades, China, once a distant player on the global stage, has surged forward, quietly, systematically, and relentlessly. The very foundation of global trade is shifting, and America no longer holds the undisputed lead. Today we explore how this transformation happened, how a country shrouded in mystery and ambition outpaced the United States to become the new driving force in global trade. The shift you didn't see coming until now. Global trade has always been the pulse of economic power. The United States, with its vast consumer market and technological innovation, was the cornerstone of this pulse. But in recent years, China has not only caught up, it surpassed America in ways that will change the course of history. This is more than just a trade imbalance. It is the result of years of strategy, investment, and foresight. In this documentary, we will unravel how China's strategic positioning, its aggressive manufacturing policies, and its unprecedented rise as a global economic powerhouse have completely reshaped the economic landscape. We'll take you through the key moments, the defining decisions, and the economic transformations that have led to this turning point. To understand this shift, we first need to revisit the rise of the United States. From the Industrial Revolution to the tech boom of the 21st century, America built its empire not just with factories and machines, but with innovation. The 20th century saw U.S. dominance in nearly every sector: steel, automobiles, consumer electronics, and eventually digital technology. By the end of World War II, the United States was not only a military and political superpower, it was the economic engine of the world. For decades, U.S. companies led the way, from Apple's revolutionary devices to the financial giants on Wall Street. And with American companies driving the bulk of global trade, it seemed like there was little that could challenge this economic dominance. But in the shadows of this dominance, a new power began to rise. China, a nation that had long been dismissed by Western powers as a sleeping giant, awoke with purpose. Following it, opening up to the global market in the late 20th century, China adopted a strategy that would change the course of trade forever. In the 1980s, under Deng Xiaoping, China took its first steps toward economic liberalization. Slowly, cautiously, it began to open up its markets to foreign investors. But it wasn't just about opening doors, it was about reshaping the very mechanics of global production. By the early 2000s, China had become the factory of the world. Its low labor costs and vast manufacturing capabilities turned the country into a trading powerhouse. China wasn't just catching up to the West, it was surpassing it. But the real turning point came with China's entry into the World Trade Organization in 2001. With this single move, China integrated itself into the global economy like never before, allowing it to attract foreign capital and expand its manufacturing sector exponentially. From this moment onward, China was no longer just a player in global trade. It was setting the rules. To truly understand how China overtook the U.S., we need to look at the industries that fueled this transformation. For decades, China's manufacturing sector has been the engine driving global trade. Companies like Foxconn, which assembles products for Apple, and Alibaba, the e-commerce giant, became symbols of China's industrial might. But there's more to this story. China's rapid advancements in technology, especially in artificial intelligence, telecommunications, and infrastructure, have allowed the country to leapfrog many Western competitors. China isn't just building factories anymore, it's building the future. The Belt and Road Initiative, for example, has connected China to over 60 countries, facilitating trade routes and cementing economic partnerships across the globe. With its sheer scale and technological prowess, China has fundamentally redefined the way the world does business, positioning itself as a critical partner in nearly every global market. As China's influence in global trade grew, so too did tensions with the United States. In 2018, the Trump administration initiated a trade war, imposing tariffs on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods. The goal was clear: to challenge China's dominance and curb its growing economic power. Yet, despite the economic friction, China's growth did not falter. In fact, the trade war only reinforced China's resolve. While the U.S. attempted to decouple from China, the latter expanded its influence in new ways. It solidified trade agreements with the European Union, Japan, and emerging economies, further diminishing America's hold on global trade. Despite the tariffs and the economic battle, China adapted, using its robust infrastructure and massive domestic market to maintain its momentum. The U.S. was fighting to hold on to its position. China was already looking ahead. As China now leads in global trade, the implications are far-reaching. For American industries, this represents not just a challenge, but a fundamental shift. Key sectors in the U.S., such as technology, agriculture, and manufacturing, now face increasing competition from Chinese counterparts. Companies like Huawei, Tencent, and Xiaomi are no longer just Chinese names. They are global brands, threatening to overshadow American giants. On a geopolitical scale, China's newfound economic power is shifting global alliances. Countries that once leaned toward the U.S. are now increasingly turning to China for trade and investment. This new economic landscape is forcing nations to reconsider their relationships with the U.S., as China's Belt and Road Initiative connects countries with a future-oriented vision of global trade. The rise of China in global trade isn't just a shift in numbers, it's a signal of a new era in world economics. While the U.S. still holds a place of influence, China's economic policies and forward-thinking strategies have firmly established its role as the new leader of global trade. The future of global commerce will no longer be dictated by the West. It will be shared by East and West, in a balance that could change the world as we know it. If this documentary opened your eyes to the new dynamics of global trade, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more insights into the shifting tides of our world economy. Let us know in the comments, what do you think will be the next big shift in global power? And as always, share this with others so we can keep the conversation going. Join us again for more explorations of our changing world.